All right, here is the video for lesson 5.01 independent practice. We're going to be talking about relations and functions. Here's problem number one. I'm going to do one similar, okay? First, what is a relation? Okay, the word relation. Relation is a matching, okay? Relation is a matching, is also a pairing. I'm gonna pair, all right? And basically we're gonna pair two numbers, okay? One number from one group, okay, which we're gonna call it the input. Sometimes we're gonna call it X. Some other times we're gonna call it the domain. So it has different names. The first group is going to have different names. And the second group, okay, of numbers is going to be called the output. But sometimes it's going to be called the Y's. Some other times it's going to be called the range. So different names for these two group of numbers. And basically, I'm going to match, I'm going to pair a number from the X group or the input group with one number of the output group or the Y. And that's why you see those lines. See, I'm connecting or I'm pairing the 3 with the 2, the 6 with the 2, the 9 with the 6, and the 12 with the 4. See, that's what those lines means. I'm matching a number from the input with a number from the output. And we want to find out if this relation, this matching, this pairing, is a function. And what is a function? It's a special relation. And what is so special about this relation? Okay, that every input or every X value or every domain value, every input is paired, is matched exactly with one output value. Okay, so every input is matched exactly with one output. Okay, so 3 is matched exactly with 2. 6 is matched exactly with 2. 9 is matched exactly with 6. 12 is matched exactly with 4. So this is going to be a function because every input is matched exactly with one output. Or here's a trick. Do you see any X repeated or any input value repeated? No. When you don't have any X value or any input value repeated, then it's most likely is going to be a function. Okay, and that's the whole idea of problem number one. Let's go problem number two, which is similar. So here's problem number two. Again, I'm going to do a similar one. Here it is. Remember that we are working with relations, and relations are matchings, are pairings, okay? And basically I'm going to pair or match a value from the input group with a value of the output group. Remember, input is also known as X, output is also known as Y. And the idea is that every input, see, to find out what is a function, a special relation, and basically it means that every input, every X, is paired, is matched, okay, with exactly, is paired exactly with one output, okay, one output or one Y. All right, and you're gonna see we're gonna have a problem here. Look at this one. This one is matched with two output values, and that is not allowed. That's not a function. Okay, a function is every number here is matched exactly with one Y value. Unfortunately, the one is matched with two outputs. Okay, the one that is the input is matched with two output values. Okay, and that's how you know um, how to figure this out. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here's problem number 3. Again, I'm going to do a similar one. So here it is. Basically, again, we're working with relations. Relations are matching. You can see here 0 is matched with 3. The 2 is also matched with 3. The 4 is matched with 9. The 7 is matched with 6. That's what we call a relation. You're doing a matching. Okay. And remember the first oval, we call it X, or sometimes we call it the input. Okay. The second oval, we call it Y. Sometimes we're going to call it the output. Okay. And how do we know what is a function? See, that's what we want to find out. If this relation, these matchings, is this relation, it's a function. Okay, remember, a function, every input, every X is matched exactly, or paired exactly with one Y value or one output. That's the whole point. And you can see that is happening. Look, the 0 is matched with the 3. The 2 is matched also with the 3. The 4 is matched with the 9. The 7 is matched with the 6. You can see that every number in the input has exactly one line coming out from each of them. Okay, when only one line is coming out from each number in the input, we say that is a function. So this problem, this will be a function. Okay, so again, I'm doing similar ones. Let's go to the next one. Here's problem number 4. Now, instead of having ovals, okay, which we call that a map or mapping, okay, then what we have here is a table, and the same idea applies. So here's a similar one, all right? And I want to make sure, so you can see the first column are the X's. Again, sometimes we call it input. Some other time we're gonna call it domain, the X's. The Y's, we call it the outputs. Some other time we're gonna call it range. They're different names for the same thing. Okay, so the Y column is called the output and range, and the X column sometimes going to be called the input and the domain. And I want to make sure that the numbers I have in the X column, each number is matched exactly with one Y value. Okay, so you can see the -9 is matched with the 4. The -8 is matched with the 3. But look what happened here. I have another -8. And if I have the same X value again, I should be matched with the same Y value I had before. But unfortunately, this one is matched with a different Y value. See, we have same X value matched with different Y value. Okay, different Y's. Okay, and that's not good. Okay, because every X should be matched exactly with one Y. Okay, so when you have the X repeated, I think I mentioned this in a previous problem, most likely the relation, the matching, a table is a pairing. The matching, the pairing is not going to be a function if you have the X repeated. And that's how you do problem number 4. Question number 5, we have a table again. I'm going to show you a similar example. The only thing is I don't have a table. They wrote it like a little bit different, but I can make a table out of this. So imagine I do like this, and then I go straight down. My bad, I didn't draw that line good. The first numbers are X's, the second numbers are Y's. I hope you see the table like here. Okay, I'm doing a similar one. Again, the idea is that I'm doing a matching. I'm matching every X value with a Y value. Every first number are X's, every second number is a Y. And you can see that in the row, I'm making a matching. I'm doing a pairing. -9 is paired with a 4. 2 paired with the 8. 0 paired with a 1. 6 paired with a 5. 2 paired with a 3. Okay? And I want to find out if this relation, this matching, is a function. That's the question. And when do we have a function? When every x value is matched exactly with one value. But you're going to notice that in the x column, I had the number 2 repeated twice. And each of those 2's have a different y. So again, you have the same x value, but you have different y's. And that's not good. Okay, so that means it's not a function. Okay, and that's how you do question number 5. In question number 6, again, we have a table. I'm going to do a similar one. Now, they didn't give me a table here. Okay, this is like the ovals thing like we did before. Imagine like there's 2 ovals. Okay, 1 input, 1 output. But the ovals, you can write it like tables, like in number 6. So that's what I'm going to do here on the side. Okay, remember the inputs are the x's, the outputs are the y's. So I'm going to have x and y. The numbers I'm going to write in the x column are 1, 2, 3, 4. And each of these numbers in the input group or x group is matched with 4. So 1 is matched with 4. 2 is matched with 4. How do I know they're matched? Because the line, they're connecting. For example, 1 is connected with 4. 2 is also connected with 4. 3 is also connected with 4. 4 is connected also with 4. See, I made this map. We call this a map. I made it into a table. And basically, this is one way to show a pairing. I'm pairings. I'm making pairs. Okay. And I want to know if this relation, these pairings are a function. That's the question. And here is the trick. Look at the x column. And if you don't have any number repeated, okay, then it means that it's going to be a function. So yes, every x is matched exactly with one y. Okay, that's what a function is. Every x value is matched, is paired with exactly with one y value. Okay, one y value. And that's what happened here. As long as you don't have repeated x's, it's going to be a function. That's how you do problem number 6. Let's go 7. In problem number 7, they gave you a table and they're asking you to choose which of these numbers will make this table a function. Remember that function is every x is matched exactly with one y. So let me take a quick picture of this. And here's what you want to do, okay? You want to make sure that the x column, you do not have any repeated values. You can see we have a missing number here. See, this is empty. Which of these numbers you can put in there so you don't have any x number repeated. Now you can see letter A is -4. I already have a -4 here, so it cannot be A. I have a -1 in the x column, so it cannot be D. I have a 1 in the x column, so it cannot be C. So you can see it's going to be the letter B. That's the only number that is not repeated in the table. Okay, all the other ones will be repeated if you choose them. All right, and that's how you do this assignment.